I almost pity Zelensky. You know, they have hung this guy out to dry. You really see how malicious the foreign policy is. So, you know, they give Russia the impression that, you know, yeah, we want Ukraine in NATO, and it's not just words, because we know that they actually train Ukrainian troops with this modular interoperability system, right? So when we say train Ukrainian troops, I'm not saying someone threw a rifle at the ground and said, shoot there. No. They train them to a very high standard, to a NATO standard, right? So they can all work together, but without integrating them. And they give them NATO weapons, right? If you don't give weapons to Ukraine right now, you know, you'll be turned into a pariah like they almost did with Scholz. And even right now, Germany still doesn't want to give any Leopard tanks, Leopard tanks. So they're giving some, you know, they'll give some training and some limited support and so on. But basically, there's the whole Western war machine supporting Ukraine. But they don't want Ukraine to actually join right now, because when you join NATO, you know, you can invoke Article 5, and then basically you call for help from all the other members. And you know, I'm paraphrasing, but you know, it goes that an attack on one member shall be treated as an attack on all of us. Okay, so if Ukraine joins right now, which is unlikely, and they are, you know, on their way to the NATO summit, and they invoke Article 5, and they say, you guys need to come help us because we're under attack, they have no choice but to respond. And so the Americans, they don't want to put boots on the ground, but they want to fight the Russians down to the last Ukrainian, you know, milk this cow as much as they possibly can to make money. And then, of course, in the process, sever any ties between Russia and Europe so they can move, you know, the European industry over to the US and have European industry buy American gas. So there are many advantages to keeping this as a proxy war, right? And when I say advantages, I mean disgusting fat capitalists with a top hat advantages, right? Obviously, this is not advantageous to people in Ukraine, right, who have to flee their homes or their cities and turn into refugees or killed. No one is having fun, right? This is quite the opposite. It's hell. But, you know, as usual, they when there's money involved, they're fine with war at NATO, as we very well know.